War is upon us. Some political things happen that I will not be talking about because that's not the point of this channel. And low-key, memes are more important than that. At least that's been my life philosophy. Hasn't proved me wrong yet. And because of that, the World War III meme has sprung into effect at a greater magnitude than ever before. And once it hit the memes, you know it's inevitable. Of course, no one will be exempt from this battle, and therefore we must act honorably, with dignity, and prepare ourselves in the proper way that we too will be able to save the world. That's right, welcome to the ultimate preparations required for Weeb War 3. I mean, World War 3. This is how Weebs prepare for World War 3. Now, you're probably thinking that I'm telling this to you from personal experience. I am a weeb, and therefore, this is what helped me. Nah, fam. Being that I, too, am a weeb, it is in my bloodstream to be able to contribute to society as little as possible, but still get away with it. But today, it all changes. Today is when the fate of Zawarudo hangs in the balance. This is when the weebs must unite and must be strong together. Which is why I've devised the ultimate 10-step training regimen to transform weebs into elite fighters that will tip the balance of this war to our favor, because weebs together strong. So first, there is an obvious workout routine that every weeb must go through, and that is the Saitama workout. I think that it's pretty straightforward and obvious that we need to be in peak physical condition for the upcoming battle, and I figured that the best way to know how to do that, since we're weebs, I mean, most of us haven't picked up anything heavier than a bagel for a while. I mean, come on, between me and you. So this is going to be exceedingly difficult, and I figured the only place with a truly reliable source on how to get freaking ripped really strong is by watching One Punch Man. Because as we know, One Punch Man started off as like, kind of a wimp, and he became a total badass that could beat any opponent with one punch. So in order to become physically strong, looking up his routine, I figured that this is the best way to go about it. So this mad lad did 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats every single day. Now, he doesn't mention that you have to do them together. A lot of fitness trainers say you do, but based on the One Punch Man lore, I think that is take it or leave it. Throughout the day, if you can accomplish 10 sit-ups, 10 squats, and 10 push-ups, by God, you will be an absolute mad lad. The other good news is it's in the middle of the winter, because another part of his training regimen was that he kept his air conditioner off. And well, he doesn't say anything about a heater, so therefore, you just can't turn on your air conditioner, but it's cold outside anyway, so fam, you're all good with that part, and don't eat bananas. He also said he didn't eat bananas. So if you can combine the forces of not eating bananas, not turning on cold air, which is fine because it's cold outside anyway, and throughout your day doing one push-up every 2 hours, one sit-up every 2 hours, and one squat every 2 hours, to replenish your energy since the previous push-up, sit-up, or squat, fam, you will be ripped. And you're probably thinking, hey, but Saitama also did a 10-kilometer run. 10-kilometer run may be a little above the pay grade of most weebs, so I'm not trying to put too much on your plate in one shot here, okay? I'm trying to be A, realistic, B, get results. So I figured 10-kilometer run, if you can manage to somehow figure out how to do that, that would be epic. But this is why Saitama is such a beast. Not only did he do the sit-ups, squats, push-ups, not eat bananas, and not turn on the air conditioner, but he also did that 10-kilometer run. Now, I'm not saying we're producing an army of super soldier Saitamas over here, but I want us at least to be as in peak form as the Marines. Because by the time we hit that 30-day period doing this workout every single day, you may even be able to do more than one push-up at one time, which will inevitably increase our fighting force tenfold. That math checks out. The second step in the ultimate weeb training regimen to create super soldiers. God damn it, put mirror force in your deck, okay? As we know, every enemy unit is probably carrying around the deck. Probably high-level monsters. These guys aren't BSing us. If it's World War III, they're not going to be summoning swordsmen of Landstar in attack mode, okay? So you need to have mirror force at the freaking ready. Because as you know, on the battlefield, if you challenge someone to a duel, they have no choice but to accept, and the price is probably their soul. So you're gonna need your deck to be in tip-top physical condition. Like, if you can find a way to have some sort of glove contraption that can manage to cheat and put Exodia in your hand, goddamn, you are a truly mad lad individual that the world has not yet seen true capabilities of. But for most of us normal people, I know the metagame doesn't really involve traps right right now. But that's why we must lull them into a false sense of security and then annihilate them with mirror forces. Now, I'm not saying put 3 mirror forces in your deck, nah, fam. You want at least 10 mirror forces in your deck. They won't know that. No one checks each other's decks before a duel on the battlefield. On the battlefield, it's duel or die. I mean, I'm not expecting you to have a deck as top level as mine. I mean, I read all the up-to-date metagame stuff, and I have the Egyptian god cards, so I feel pretty confident in my abilities, even though they're impossible to summon and their effects kind of suck. But they're the Egyptian god cards, right? That carries some weight just by the name alone. Step 3, Shuriken. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Shuriken? Why would we do that? That's probably pointless in battle. We've seen Naruto. Shuriken never successfully injured any ninja in all of Naruto. And you're correct. In Naruto, every ninja carries an arsenal of like 4 billion Shuriken. I mean, they have this teeny little pouch, managed to fit in 1 billion Shuriken. I don't know how they do it, but goddamn it, it's probably a ninja art. These guys pull Shuriken out of their asses so quickly and hurl them everywhere, but then the other ninjas all catch them like between their fingers. The first thing you have to realize is the enemy forces are probably not ninjas, so they probably will not be able to catch the Shuriken between their fingers. Just say, that's first. Secondly, even though you can't expect to defeat the more mobile units of the opponents because, well, Shuriken never hit their target, in this situation it's pretty amazing, because if they do find the way to get past your mirror forces and you're in the middle of a duel against an immobilized opponent holding a freaking heavy duel disc, damn it, you're gonna want those Shuriken. The fourth ultimate step to create Weeb Soldier Army, you're gonna probably want a stand. Now, I know that not everyone can use a stand. As we know in JoJo, someone gets stabbed by the arrow and they either die or they develop a stand. It's a risk that may be worth taking. If you're truly brave of heart and you want stand power, stab yourself with an arrow. Now, I'm not one of these JoJo guys, so I don't know the exact rules about this, but everyone's like, all right, let's check if you're gonna get a stand or not. Stabs the guy in the neck with an arrow. Fam, don't stab the guy in the neck with an arrow. Just like give yourself a little cut on the hand. If you get a stand, hell yeah. If you don't get a stand, you know, you can result to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shuriken plan. But I don't know why everyone's like, all right, time to check if it's worth getting a JoJo stand. Yeah, let's just stab the guy right down his throat. Yeah. Oh, well, didn't get a stand. Shame he's dead. Didn't see that one coming. Much to everyone's surprise, when someone gets stabbed in the neck, they die if they don't develop a stand. And low-key, even if they develop a stand, I don't know. I'm still not sure how they're supposed to survive. But I don't ask questions, okay? This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It just gives us the answers. So step 4, stab yourself with a stand arrow, but definitely do not aim for one of your vitals because, well, Weebs are not born fighters. Weebs can only transform into fighters. Step 5 in creating an elite warrior race of Weebs. Now, this is only for Weeb entrepreneurs only because it comes at a little price. You're gonna need to buy emeralds. You're gonna need to buy a lot of emeralds. I know it's a rare gem, but hear me out here. If you take these emeralds and you load them into a machine gun and you start firing, even though your accuracy probably sucks because you've never trained in the art of marksmanship in your entire life, no one dodges emerald splash, okay? If there's one thing that I know from JoJo's to be absolutely true, is that no one dodges emerald splash. Now, you're probably saying, yeah, but Dio breaks the rules of the own narrative he's in. It doesn't count. Most opponents aren't Dio. And aside from that, granted he never used a 100-meter emerald splash, but no one's dodged it. That's right. If he never used it, then no one's technically dodged it. It's an infallible plan. Splash the crap out of your opponents from 100 meters away. Fam, I see this as an absolute win. Step 6 is extremely similar because it follows the same exact lore. What you're gonna want to do is take 2 of those cop lightning baton thingos that zap people and just attack someone in a cross formation. Just hold them both above your head crossed and swipe. Ideally aim for the neck because that is what they call a thunder cross split attack. And as Dyer from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure stated, no enemy has escaped it. And I see this as proof from the power scaling lore of JoJo's itself that this is the single attack formation that you need to get down pat in order to defeat any adversary. And you're probably gonna say, yeah, but Dio managed to survive it. Yo, I just told you a thing or two about Dio. This man breaks the rules of the own universe he's in. No one else survived it. And I think that's a actual feat for the Thundercross split attack. And fam, I see this as an absolute win. Okay, step 7 is going to be exceedingly tricky, especially for Weebs. So this is going to be a 2-step program. 7 and 8 kind of come together here. Get it? Come together. No, you probably don't get it. I didn't say the joke yet. So step 7 is bond with fellow Weebs. Because as we know, Weebs strong together. That is why you must find a fellow Weeb. I know it's hard because Weebs generally stay in hiding, prepared for the right moment to attack. At least that's what I tell myself and why I have no friends. So you must find another weeb and watch Gentai with him. You're probably saying, why Gentai? Is it because it makes our swords more powerful? No, that's disgusting. I would never even imagine saying something like that because that's step 9. I mean, step 7 is watch Gentai with a fellow weeb. Nothing causes two weebs to bond harder. I mean, yeah, saying bond harder does sound kind of gay, but nothing makes weebs bond harder than watching Gentai with another weeb. That is when you can truly see who your ally is. That is when you know the ins and outs of your pal. Now, I say it's gay, not trying to be sexist or anything, but as we know, whammon aren't weebs. And then whammon weebs are gonna be like, yeah, but we're whammon weebs. Yeah, right, whammon weebs. Nice try. You're just like Sakura fans. You kind of exist, but mostly don't. Anyway, step 7 is bond with another weeb by watching Gentai with him. A lot of people are like, oh, I bond with my buddy by watching like My Hero Academia. Okay, My Hero Academia is great and all, but it doesn't cause the ultimate friendship of a lifetime like watching Gentai with him does. So I highly suggest that. Pick up a Gentai, watch some vampire succubus whammon do their thing, and goddamn, you will be united in holy matrimony. Well, I don't know about holy, but some sort of matrimony shiz is gonna be going on there. And I say that this is a 2-step program because now that you are bonded, you are ready for step 8. You must fight your adversaries with the power of friendship. Because as we know from anime, nothing defeats the power of friendship. When you're on the battlefield and all hope is lost, like, I don't know, the guy manages to mystical space typhoon away all of your mirror forces and it's terrifying, and your infinite bag of shuriken isn't working because maybe your opponent is actually a ninja and can catch them with his 2 fingers as he's maniacally laughing at you. When all hope is lost, just remember your goddamn friend. Because if you do, your next draw will be somehow all 5 cards of Exodia. And you're probably thinking, hey, Nux, I understand what you're saying, that you think of the power of friendship and you can all of a sudden do the impossible. I mean, we get that. That happens to us all of the time. But drawing 5 cards, that's already fully breaking the rules of Zoharudo. And I say to that fan base, my dear fan base, who I know and love, did you just assume the power of friendship can't straight up bust the rules of the world you're inhabiting? Wow, how quaint. Haven't you seen Fairy Tail? Don't you realize that the power of friendship literally changes the game? Damn, that's disappointing because as we know, power of friendship is pretty much hacks. Kirito dies in Sword Art Online. Power of friendship literally comes back from the dead. No explanation required. Natsu's about to lose a fight. All of a sudden, oh my god, there's this ether nano shiz he can eat and become infinitely stronger and lose that power up later. No explanation required because he'll never do it again. In Yu-Gi-Oh, Yugi's on the verge of defeat and everything's going terribly, but he'll remember how Joey calls him Yug or something and like, goddamn, no explanation required. He could draw literally all 5 cards of Exodia for no explanation. Fam, this is why the power of friendship is so powerful because it allows you to cheat and rig a glove thingy that can manage to put all 5 cards of Exodia in your hand in the middle of a game. And even though it's like the most obvious cheating you could possibly do, your opponent will be none the wiser if you say it's because the power of friendship. You see, the true power of friendship is the fact that all of these anime are coming along with these wonderful stories of these unbelievable feats. So your opponents know that once you start mumbling about friendship, goddamn, they are toast. So as long as you're mumbling about friendship, you are lulling them into a state of anxiety where they won't even notice you're cheating because that is how Yugi wins his duels. He cheats under the guise of friendship and none of his opponents can even pick up a hint of it. It's the ultimate strategy for a weeb to prevail. In World War III, we are going to be needing to use every single trick in our arsenal. And if it requires utilizing the power of friendship for a not noble cause, so be it. Step 9. It's going to sound a little bit gruesome. I'm warning you in advance. But it will make you an unbelievably powerful fighter. Now, I'm not telling you to cave into your temptations or whatever. I'm telling you to just, mortally wound yourself and somehow survive. Now, listen here. I'm not saying that we're like Saiyans or whatever from Dragon Ball. Like, we're gonna be near dead and then be totally fine, just like a billion times stronger. Because, unfortunately, if we were Saiyans from Dragon Ball, since we have an IQ of above 45, we know exactly how to abuse that. That's right. You just put yourself in a near-death situation, sit in the hospital for like a week, get better, put yourself in another near-death situation, put yourself in the hospital for another week and get better, you get the point. The infinite cycle of becoming infinitely stronger, but the Saiyans don't think about it. They're like, I don't know, trained by punching each other when in actuality they should just be overdosing on drugs every second week. But unfortunately, we don't have that option. We are not Saiyans, we are mere humans, but humans are powerful as well. Allow me to tell you what I mean by mortally wound yourself. If you see an anime character that was like mortally wounded at one point in his life, he is going to be exceedingly badass. Oh, is that character character wearing an eye patch. Oh, it's Thorkill, the guy that literally scared off a fleet of ships by hurling massive boulders at them. That's right, Thorkill is a mad lad and a badass. If you want to be a mad lad and a badass, you need an eye patch or to lose an arm. Have you ever met an anime character from a shonen anime missing an arm that's weak? Nah, fam. We have Shanks. You have Gildarts, who's basically knockoff Shanks. These characters are extremely badass and they're missing arms. Fam, it's the way to go. Tell me an anime character that only has one arm that's not a good fighter. You probably won't be able to, because that arm missing is just a testament to his badassness, and it will carry over in every single action of his entire life. Handicap the crap out of some weebs. Create the ultimate army of invincible soldiers. The main character from Gangsta, I think his name is Nicholas. The guy's mute and he's pretty much invincible. You got someone like Toph from Avatar, which was highly anime inspired. She's blind, so she's basically invincible. And then like Dororo's like, hell yeah, I figured this all out. The main character, Hyakimaru, he's not only blind and deaf and cannot feel things with a sense of touch, but he's also missing all of his limbs. So they really knew exactly what they were going for, and they actually managed to succeed in creating an ultimate warrior. So I've come to the conclusion that handicapping yourself is one way to create an aura of intense badassery that will be very required on the battle. And of course, then there's option 10. I say option 10, not step 10, because this is a last resort. This is not something that you can just say, oh, this will be my ultimate area of success, because this is when you've decided to give. Not that you will die, of course, no. Anime characters don't die. I don't believe that that's even reality. I mean, even if you do, you're just gonna come back to life anyway. We've seen anime that do that. Nux! Anime don't all do that. It was just Naruto. Yeah, it was just Naruto. And Dragon Ball and Bleach is literally about dead people that are coming back to life as Soul Reapers or whatever. And Rin from Inuyasha and Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho and literally Ash from Pokemon, main character of High School DxD, and fam, the list goes on. You're gonna come back to life, so you don't need to worry too much about it. Don't stress over this shiz. But option 10, as I've mentioned, just jump in front of a truck. That's right, if there's a truck driving down the road and you're like, goddamn, I want out. This is it. This is the end. Just jump in front of that truck so you can get isekai'd to another world where you can manage to develop a harem, get superpowers, and live an extremely happy life there where you try to find a way home, but inevitably get canceled after a few seasons and will never find your way home. I say this is a last resort because, as we know, isekai anime never actually finish, so therefore you probably will never find your way back home and have to live, oh, such a sad, terrible life where everyone appreciates you as a hero, where you have a harem around you and you're extremely powerful. Oh, I feel so terrible for you. You'll never find a way home. So that's why I say this is a last resort. We need you to fight in the battle. So therefore, I do not suggest that you do this. But if the going gets tough, the tough get going. Whammon and gentle whammon, I hope you learned something new from this video. I feel like it was a very appropriate take at the current World War III meme that is going on right now, because meme is the closest thing to reality that you'll find, aside from, like, you know, actual reality. So I figured this is the ultimate 10-step program to prep weebs for the upcoming war, the War of Zawarudo. Fam, definitely subscribe for future extremely useful videos like this. Oh yeah, step 11 is definitely subscribing to this channel because it's truly what makes you strong, wink wink. Remember what I was telling you about step 7, that whole bonding over Gentai thing? That's right, smash subscribe, fam, for your own good here. Smash like if you did enjoy, and share with a fellow weeb that should also become an absolute unit in time for the upcoming battle. Let me know the extra steps you're taking in the comment section to become an absolute fighter of valiance and awesomeness. Never know, I may need to make a part 2 of this video for true veterans, because this was only, you know, the beginner's level weeb training regimen. There's more where this came from. That is, if you enjoyed. Have yourselves the most wonderful evening. Links in the description to my Twitter and my Twitch and my Patreon, my subreddit and all that stuff. Feel free to check that out. And remember to stay weird, fam.